have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running.
Welcome to It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark, and I'm the host of It's Culture Podcast. Tonight, I know y'all have seen it by now, and it must be really, really bad for the Kamala Harris campaign if the former president Barack Obama is out here scolding black men. And we're going to talk about that tonight. But first, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get all the updates and help me grow this channel, continue to grow it. And I'll continue to bring you content. So, once again, we see another instance of a crash out, in a sense. And I'm gonna preface my comments on this one very I'm gonna take my time with this one a little bit tonight, because I think it's important to understand how far politics in the black community has changed and progressed over the last 60 years, and in particular the last decade, when you see this rise and shift in how politics is being talked about in the black community in a way that it has never really happened like this in a while. And so what we have is this issue that I think a lot of black liberals in particular totally tried to shun away, and thought that because, they had platforms, they could get on television, they could manipulate the masses in a sense, that they can continue to get paid to do what they do, and the voices of the unheard were going to continue to be unheard, and they can go out here and placate. They can do all the sister girl and the all the stereotypes and the tropes and do all that stuff, and put on that facade and that mask and go out here and do their best version of what they think that we want to see from our people who speak for us. And it worked. That trick worked. That bag worked for a long time. It worked. And it was the best bag, right? Because they could, get elected to office and get paid on the backs of black people and never have to really do anything but to show up, because black people would continue to vote for them simply because they were black. But what happened with this shift? You have technology. You have a generation of black people who think different. A generation of black people who are growing up where their friends are not the same demographic as them, not the same cultural background as them. There's multiculturalism amongst them. And they see things completely different. And they see the world completely different. And they don't see the things that this civil rights generation, the boomer generation, the way they view things. It's not viewed through their lens like that, because they don't experience it like that. And when they do experience it like that, they know how to effectively mobilize and strategize behind it in ways that many took for granted. And this is reared its ugly head. So Barack Obama has been he wasn't on the campaign trail. I guess they must have thought everything was good, but when they started bringing out the big guns, the Obamas and the Clintons, if they even have any more sauce, he's a big fish. Everybody loves Obama. So when he starts to come out on the campaign trail, that must mean that there is some signs of something that's going on, that maybe the campaign might be behind in these states where these polls suggest that it's a dead heat and it's almost virtually tied. And now the chickens are coming home to roost. And I must say this because the Grassroots has been talking about this for years online. It's been in silos. It's been in Twitter spaces. It's been in X spaces. It's been in clubhouses spaces. It's been on Discord chat rooms. It's been in other mediums outside of the norm. And it's been coming through microphones like these from channels like mine or older channels who've been doing it for years. And then you have all these elevated voices where people are expressing how they feel and it's not going with the status quo. You got people talking about policy. For the first time, I had a conversation with my brother, and he was talking about presidential candidates and politicians and policies. Why? Because I told you all in the previous video that my family was dealing with what was going on down in Hurricane Helene in Augusta, Georgia, where I'm from. They dealt with not having power and water and supplies for days, not just a few hours. We talking about, 10, 11 days straight with nothing. All the power cut. You had gun stores getting looted, completely gone. Businesses shut down, lost everything. Unless they filing all these insurance claims. Because people down there living in a savage life. And you got this young outrage, and they seeing things. They're like, man, my life was a lot better when it was up under Trump. And y'all keep telling these people that they dumb. You got people out here saying they stupid. You got people saying that young black men want to they believe in patriarchy like white men. All these things. You got all these people that are saying these things online. You got all these doctors with PhDs behind their names doing these dissertations when they're trying to deconstruct how black men think. Let me tell you, is that most black men don't think of just about black men and our issues. We think about the community as a whole. We don't single ourselves out because we understand that the entire nucleus of us is constructed between both parts being equal. We don't try to single ourselves out and say, oh, what you gonna do just specifically for black men? No, because we understand that it's a community. We never want to be othered. We deal with that too much already. So we look at the community as a whole. And you have all these women who have bashed black men online, wrote articles, let their friends write articles, say all these things, causes misogyny and blame everything on misogyny and patriarchy and all this stuff, toxic masculinity. You said all these things for years, and now you're mad because black men are saying that they not voting for Kamala Harris? Excuse me? I'm saying that ain't right. And y'all are mad that they turned off the Democrats. And you're mad. Why? What do you thought was going to happen? Eventually, people are going to be tuned out because what you're saying is not what they want to hear. What you keep talking about in these issues that they seeing in their communities, and they telling you this is what we want to see. This is the things that we want to talk about. And you're like, nah, that ain't what you want. You're not listening to the people. You listen to these people who have been in the community. I'll say community adjacent. So community adjacent people, and we're gonna talk about them on the other side of this video. But I want y'all to see what the former president, had to say. Fair use, fair use, fair use, and this is via BBC News.
I've got a problem with that because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that.
No, that's not it. And I don't understand why they feel like it has to be misogyny, because I'm pretty sure, unless you own your own business as a black man, if you're working in any job, you probably have worked for a woman in some capacity, whether she was your direct supervisor or she was right above you. Especially in corporate America, there are women that are in every single part of leadership at every single level. So you have worked for women. So it has nothing to do with her being a woman. It has the fact to do with the fact that the policies have been completely BS, and it doesn't speak to anything that is inspiring young black men. Nothing at all. You're talking about the men who want to be entrepreneurs, who are looking at trying to get capital. You're looking at trying to figure out how to correct a system that has been completely unjust to us. Those things. A secure border, maybe. How about that? All these jobs, these opportunities. I'm seeing that a need for electricians. We need pipelines to get into trade schools. Like, you should bring those vocational things back into the areas where they were. There are a lot of things that can be done if you actually come out and talk to the grassroots, but you're talking to surrogates and these community adjacent people. Who are these community adjacent people? Now you add community adjacent ones, your Roland Martins, D.L. Hewleys, the Al Sharptons. Y'all are out of touch. You're out of touch. Completely out of touch. Charlamagne the God understands it. But then he has to play both sides, you know. But he understands because he knows where he is in the community. So you can't be oblivious to what you're seeing right now and wonder why these black men are turned off. Turned off. Completely turned off. Why? Because if you're going to come out and lecture us and tell us that we got to go vote for this woman, and you still ain't, and we're telling you we haven't heard anything that remotely makes any sense to us as to why we should vote for her. Because y'all haven't lived up to one single damn promise, and y'all haven't passed any single thing substantial for black folks since the Civil Rights Act. And y'all want us to continue to keep voting while we're seeing people getting resources, getting all these things that we don't have access to, and you're wondering why. Why? Why people are turned off now? Because you're not listening. You're not listening to the people who are actually saying it. You don't want to talk to those grassroots people. You don't want to have those conversations. No, you want to lecture us and tell us give us all these reasons. If you don't vote at all, it's a vote for Trump. The boogeyman stuff don't work no more, and you can't keep using the same tired tropes every single election cycle. This is the greatest. This is the most consequential election of our lifetime. The democracy is on the ballot. How many times are y'all gonna keep using these same damn slogans? Come up with some new material. It's not working anymore. It's not working anymore. It's not working anymore. And the more you go at it, the less you're going to see. This generation is getting bigger and they're getting wiser. And then more of them are coming in and like, y'all, we ain't rocking with that. And this is what you're going to have to deal with. So, Barack was, I mean, I guess he felt that he needed to come out and say this. I don't know why. It was pointless to even bring this up. Because if y'all think it's about misogyny, then you clearly don't know anything about black men. Because it ain't got nothing to do with no misogyny. And I want to know what dudes say, yeah, I can't vote for her because she's just a woman. That ain't, I haven't seen that on my social media feed at all. Got nothing to do with her being a woman. Nothing she's saying is resonating with them policy wise. And the people who kept talking about policy, you keep throwing stuff out there at the last minute like you're trying to see if some shit gonna stick. And granted, some people want to argue and say, well, she only had, she got thrown into this in July. She only had about 70 days to get a campaign done. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. The party has known that Joe Biden has been on the decline for a while. Y'all hear this from the American people. And then when it was too unbearable, y'all decided to dismiss him. It is people out doing stuff that it looks like they're sabotaging her campaign. Because Bill Clinton actually said that today in Georgia about if they were properly vetting people right now, then Lake and Riley wouldn't have been murdered by an illegal migrant. So this is stuff, I don't know what's going on with the Democratic Party, but y'all need to get y'all stuff together. This is... the polls are not looking good right now. They're not looking good. Those numbers, those returns are looking bad. And we already know what it's going to be. Y'all are already making it about black men. And y'all keep doing this, you're going to keep losing elections because you're going to keep turning off black men. So you need to figure it out. The grassroots been warning y'all. But y'all keep want to listen to these people that want to keep telling y'all the feel good stories and doing all the tap dancing and not listen to the people that actually want to tell you the real. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Let me know in the comment section. Until next time, Coaching Nation, let's keep it coaching.